Good morning, YouTube. So with today's video, if you're one for compliments, get the hell out of here. This channel is not all about that. I'm not about the most complimented bullshit. So if you're not about the compliments, screw compliments and just wear these 10 great fragrances. I have an array of cheapies, designers, high-level designers, as in design exclusives, but also niche. Let's just get it started with number one, and that's gonna be Dunhill Mongolian Cashmere. The thing I hate about Google and this, well, more so about this, is that there's no name on the bottle. So if you have like 5 different bottles from this lineup, then you can get confused because there's another one in this list and that looks quite similar. And when you Google it, you're like, what the hell? I had to smell it to confirm. Yeah, but this one does have musk. It's got orris, geranium, suede, amber, but also pink pepper. Definitely powdery from the orris or that iris. Musky without question. You're gonna get the geranium that adds a little bit of an old school touch. A little bit of pink pepper and like an ambery woody. Great scent. It's not overly masculine, and even though that this lineup or this brand is catered towards the guys out there, in my opinion, this can be a unisex fragrance. But it's not overly feminine, nor is it overly masculine. It's like more of like a gentleman sort of fragrance, right? So like a modern day gentleman with maybe some like old school traditional values or how they dress. Like the Kingsmen, oh my God, I'm using them again and again. I can continue using the Kingsmen, that analogy, because the Kingsmen, the way that they present themselves, old school mannerisms, which I love. God, that is so refreshing in today's society that lacks a lot of manners and a shit ton of courtesy. I'm a bus driver. The things that I see, you know what, you cannot change my mind, okay? But also their wardrobe. It's traditional couture, suits and ties. But they are bad boy assassins. This is not bad boy assassin, but it is for like guys who like to dress and portray themselves like the Kingsmen with their mannerisms and their wardrobe. Longevity ranges anywhere from 8 to 10 hours. Next one is gonna be Hugo Boss Wool Musk, or Wool and Musk. It's a very basic scent. It's only got 3 notes. It's got musk, sandalwood, and cinnamon. Musky powdery with like a spicy woody. Like this one here. Very much in the way that it's like the Kingsman, right? You know, I gotta find another way to describe this stuff without using the Kingsman over and over, but it's for someone who's prim and proper, polished, old school, because it is a gently mature fragrance. But the powdery undertone, and it's not overly powdery, it's not quite like this one here, but there is a bit of a powdery touch. This was going for, or sorry, being advertised, I should say, as a unisex fragrance. Maybe for a more mature or more mature, as some people would say, woman, but I just find that it comes across as very gentlemanly. So again, musky, woody with a little bit of spice and a little bit of a powdery undertone. Longevity, 6 to 8 hours. Fragrance number 3, let's go with a cheapie, and that's gonna be Kenneth RSVP. This is actually a very understated scent. It's not a banger when it comes to the projection, so if you're looking for compliments, again, piss off, because this is not really gonna get you compliments. If you spray it, maybe within the first 30 minutes, it might get a little bit of notice, but this is more so for guys who like to have a skin scent. A fragrance that's not gonna shout and be abrasive, okay? This is sandalwood. It's patchouli. It has a nice lotus to add a little bit of a floral touch to it. It's not overly floral, but it is there. Some pepper and a little bit of iris. There is a little bit, just a little bit, like a smidge of powdery undertone to it. You're gonna get that floral. You're gonna get, of course, the pepper with a little bit of spice, which is gonna be the pepper, and there might be a little bit more going on with the spices, but most certainly the woods. That's sandalwood and patchouli, and I believe that there's vetiver. Can't remember. But it's a very woody scent. It's mainly woods. And the presentation itself, the box that it comes in, is a wooden box. I don't know if it still does, but when I got it, I'm like, kind of looks like a coffin in some ways. Kind of morbid. But it's a great casual scent. It's great for work. It's not like a semi-formal scent at all, but if you work in a climate where you have to wear a suit and tie to the office, this is a good scent. It's professional enough for the office, but it's casual enough for like a turtleneck or something like a nice sense of style. You know, nothing overly fashionable or overly casual, but if you wear like a turtleneck or a nice sweater, this will go great. It's a nice cozy scent, and longevity, 5 to 6 hours. Fragrance number 4 was launched in 2021, and doesn't get a lot of mention, but it's a pretty damn good scent from Burberry. That's gonna be Burberry Hero Eau de Toilette. So there is an eau de parfum concentration. I do have a decant that's on the way. I ended up ordering it last night, but this is actually a really solid scent. There's like 3 different types of cedar. Like Virginia cedar, Atlas cedar. I don't know the other one. There's gonna be juniper, which you're gonna get, but also I believe it's pepper. It's a spicy, like a fresh, spicy, woody sort of fragrance. Very masculine, a little mature. You can wear this with a suit and tie, a tuxedo, but as well with a leather jacket and a black tee. I would always go with a black tee just to play it safe, because you never know if the liquid itself is going to stain the white tee. And in my opinion, a black tee is just more mysterious, a little bit more bad boy than a white tee. White tee in a leather jacket is like maybe like more like 1950s, 1960s bad boy, but like a black tee is like more like modern bad boy. I know, I'm just talking out of my ass, okay? It's just whatever comes to my head, I'm saying. But a black tee, in my opinion, is just more mysterious and more bad boy. Just comes across as more tougher, in my opinion. And longevity is going to range anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. Fragrance number 5. Let's go with a niche, okay? And this is a banger. It's a nuclear bomb, so less is more when it comes to the sprays. If you watch Curly Fragrance, and it's not a jab at her, if you overspray, you gotta be part of the sissy sprayer squad. I am a proud sissy sprayer, because man, Sarah Red Tobacco is just an absolute monster of a beast. This is a very spicy scent, so it's got like cinnamon, nutmeg, saffron, it's got tobacco, so it's a dry pipe-like tobacco. It's got leather, musk, gaiac wood, vanilla, and more. What it pretty much is, a very spicy, woody scent with tobacco and a little bit of a nice creamy vanilla to kind of like soften it up. Masculine, bad boy, but at the same time, classy. Don't be a dickhead. Don't be an asshole with the sprays. If you do more than 3 sprays, you will risk choking other people out. And if you are one who is so obsessed with compliments and you are adamant about wearing this, if you do more than 3 sprays, there's a chance that you're not gonna get the compliments that you're seeking. In actuality and in all reality. Like, I'm being real with you guys. I don't sugarcoat bullshit. If I get a compliment, thank you. Makes my day, but it doesn't break my day if I don't get it. Longevity, 10, 12, 14 hours. It's just nuts. Fragrance number 6 came out in 2014, and when I first smelled it, I wasn't having it. I did not like it, but as I grew up and I matured just a little bit for the last 10 years, I'm like, this is nice. Dolce Gabbana put on Intenso. So you're gonna get geranium, tobacco, hay, as in what horses eat, lavender, basil, sandalwood, and like ladamum, I believe it is. It's a fougere, so you're gonna get that lavender, freshens it up. The basil to add a little bit of an herbal touch to it. The geranium to add a little bit more of an old school vibe. The tobacco, which is not like super heavy, but it's there. The hay, I have no idea, but you are gonna get like an ambery or like a resinous woody base. Fantastic. Old school, but modern. Like, even though that it is a little bit of an older scent, it's one of the more older ones in this list, I think it's still relevant to this very day. But a little bit more for the older guy out there, 30 and up. Someone who's old school, traditional, but at the same time, maybe modern. You gotta dress up for this one here, guys. Very versatile, signature scent worthy, longevity, 6 to 7 hours. Fragrance number 7, ALFRED Dunhill. And this is what I hate about the brand, because I wish that they put the names on it. But Dunhill's Indian Sandalwood. I kept getting it confused with this one here because they look the same, and on Google, they look the same, but this is definitely Indian Sandalwood. So definitely heavy with the sandalwood. There is moss, there is bergamot, and there's also that orris root itself, or just orris. The orris does add a powdery touch. You're gonna get the mossy, but more sandalwood than anything. So very much like the name itself. I ended up getting my buddy Raminder's take on it, and Raminder's from Punjab province in India. And he loved it. He said that this reminds him of home, or just like little trinkets of home itself, because they what they used to do, or I'm sure they still do, is with sandalwood they would carve out an elephant. An elephant is very important towards the culture and the different faiths, like Punjab, I believe Sikhs, but definitely the Hindu faith, because you have, I believe it's Ganesh, that is the head of an elephant on a human body. But this is quite nice. Masculine, mature, classy, dressing it down, but like sense of fashion, but as well with a tuxedo. And even though that this does have a little bit of a powderiness from the orris root, I do think that you can wear this with a black t-shirt and a leather jacket. Longevity, 8 to 10 hours. Fragrance number 7, let's go with a designer exclusive, and this is more expensive than some of the niche in this list, because you can't really get good deals when it comes to this brand, but it's a brand that I plugged a lot back in the day, and that's going to be Imerna Jindlo Zenya Madras Cardamom. Now this, of course, just based off the name itself, you're going to get the cardamom, but it has a nice roasted black coffee. There is ladamum, pink pepper, but also vanilla. It is warm, it is spicy with a little bit of that sweet vanilla, and that's what you get. It is a real cozy of a scent. Like for me, it's not overly masculine, or is it overly sexy, but this reminds me of what a colder autumn day would be. Like when you're outside and you have like a nice turtleneck on, or like a nice, like a pea coat, and you have a hot cup of coffee in your hands that's warming up your hands. That's what this reminds me of. There is a bit of sex appeal in some ways, but there is a little bit of classiness as well. This is a great night out fragrance, like casual night out, or just a night when you're going to a show with your partner, your dates, you know, like a nice Broadway musical and a dinner, or like the ballet in some ways. Like the ballet, you have to dress up, you know, and it's like a formal event. But I do think that you can pull this off with a tuxedo. Longevity, you can't complain. It's like 9 to 10 hours. Fragrance number 9 is going to be the last niche in this list, and that's going to be bond number 9, Governor's Island. Incense, musk, vetiver, resins, and cedar are what you're gonna get. So it's pretty much just a woody, resinous scent with a smoky incense. It's not a heavy, like a big projector in my opinion, but it is a manly but classy sort of scent. It's a little bad boy at the same time. But if you're looking for something that's very monstrous with a projection, this is one that is not for you. It's gentlemanly, so it's going to be more of a skin scent in my opinion. So something that's more subtle, that lasts a decent long time, is more gentlemanly than the ones that are brash in your face, that are loud and annoying, which this definitely can be. Dressing it down, turtleneck sweater, like a nice button-up sports coat, leather jacket, black tee, all the way to a tuxedo. It's formal, but it's bad boy at the same time. Longevity, 7 to 8 hours. And last but not least, you're gonna have to be careful with your application with this one here. Even though that it is a cheapie, good God, it lasts forever and a day. It's very much like this one here. It's bad boy, but it's classy at the same time. But it's just a beast as well. Bentley for Men Absolute. This is ginger, olibanum, sandalwood, pink pepper, cedar, and amber. Very woody, very resinous amber, but also very spicy. Bad boy, all the way to a suit and tie. This does get some comparisons to Gucci Pour Homme, the first one, which I have smelled before. It just became so hard to get, and I still have a sample of that, an official sample, I believe. I might be wrong. I hope I'm not, because it's a good scent. I wish I got it back in the day, but I wasn't ready for stuff like this. When I wear this, I feel confident, I feel mature, I feel classy, but at the same time, I feel like I have a bit of an edge to me. Longevity, 9, 10 plus hours. This can last all the way to 12 hours, and it's $50 or less Canadian. So guys, that is 10 fragrances that screw compliments. Just wear these. So if you like this very video, please leave me one of these. If the title grabbed your attention and you liked it, again, leave me one of these. If you're one of those anti-compliments, leave me one of these. If you're all about the compliments and you made it through, and if you're not offended by it, leave me one of these. All right, I have nothing against compliments, but I live in reality. I don't sell my channel where it's like, you know, you're gonna get all these compliments. If you get a compliment, you did something right. You know, your manners, your wardrobe, everything, your attitude, you know, your cleanliness. That's what it's all about. You know, I am not about hyping baloney, hyping bullshit, just plain and simple. If you want to check out reviews that I've done on these fragrances, and I haven't talked about all of them, they will all be down in the description box below. And because that the title was a little bit clickbaity, if you want to see a spoof video, want to see top 5 American fragrances right here, and because that this was also like a classy but bad boy gentleman type of video, why don't you check out right here. I thank you for your time, take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.